What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another one. It's your boy Jesse, and today we're gonna be doing Tom Cruise's 8 amazing stunts. You already know he's one of the goats when it comes to the movies. Man's known to do his own stunts, and he goes all out. This guy's crazy. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
In this scene from Mission Impossible Fallout, Ethan Hunt jumps 25,000 feet out of a plane before landing in Paris. A risky move like this would normally require a stunt double.
So I'm not gonna lie, I've been looking into skydiving. I've never done it, but I've been wanting to. And I think they said one of the highest drops they have is here in Florida, and it's like, I think it's like 18,000 feet. I think usually it's like 12,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. But 25,000 is insane.
But that's actually Tom Cruise, and that background behind him is not a green screen.
Yo, you gotta give credit to the camera guy, though. My guy's really out there jumping and everything, too. And for him to hold that camera at that angle, everything is just, that takes some skills.
Is famous for almost always doing his own stunts, no matter how dangerous.
Facts.
From climbing the world's tallest building to hanging off the side of a plane to pulling off perhaps one of the most dangerous helicopter chases ever captured on film. Cruise is...
So the guy flies planes, helicopters. This guy's insane.
Always finding new ways to top himself. And he's not stopping anytime soon.
Not just any plane, fighter pilots, fighter jets at the top of that.
At more than 2,700 feet, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the world's tallest building, so it was only a matter of time before Cruise decided to climb it. For this stunt, the actor had to climb 1,700 feet in the air, so he had to wear a special harness attached to strategic points in the building. To do this, the crew needed to break 26 different windows, with permission, of course.
Yeah, that's crazy. They allow people to do this for the movie. That's insane.
This harness was so tight, Cruise said it cut off his circulation. The 65mm IMAX cameras and additional helicopters shooting the scene only had a limited amount of time to record, so they had to move fast.
So you can tell this is, I forgot what year this movie came out, but you can tell it's a throwback, because I feel like nowadays they'd have drones instead of helicopters.
But Cruise wasn't just climbing the building. He also had to fall 4 stories and run down the surface of the building in a move known as an Australian rappel. All of this required a lot of preparation.
Crazy.
Cruise practiced by climbing up a makeshift glass wall heated with artificial lights to replicate the hot temperature of the windows on the Burj Khalifa. Stunt coordinator Greg Smers estimated that Cruise and the crew put in at least 200 hours of rehearsal time. This isn't Cruise's first experience climbing, however. In 2000's Mission Impossible 2, he climbed a 2,000-foot cliff in Utah, attached to nothing but a thin safety rope, and had to jump 15 feet from one cliff to another.
This man is nuts. But you can see the preparation that goes into this, though. 200 hours of rehearsal. Insane. It's not like they just get out there and go for it.
The stunts in Edge of Tomorrow were tough, but it was actually the costume that made it even more so. Throughout the film, Cruise's character wears...
I still never seen this movie. Let me know in the comments if it's worth checking out.
Metal exoskeleton armor, something that typically might be added on through CGI. But Cruise wore a real suit, sometimes for up to 6 hours a day straight. One version weighed 85 pounds, and another version weighed around 130 pounds, thanks to a sniper rifle and missile launcher on the back. Here's what Cruise normally looks like running in a scene. Compare that to this shot of him and his co-star Emily Blunt running while both wore the suits. In another stunt for the film, the actor was attached to a wire and thrown across the room while wearing it. To take some of the weight off and help them run more easily, Cruise and Blunt were often attached to cables. It took Cruise 30 minutes to get into the suit and 30 to get out. The team eventually got that down to around 30 seconds.
Wow. Big difference. Yeah, this is the crazy
Cruise
stunt
had
he
plenty
did.
of experience flying planes in Top Gun. In Rogue Nation, he decided to go into the air in a rather unconventional and more
How was he
terrifying
strapped
way.
to this thing?
For the
Because I don't
film's
even see him
opening
wearing a
scene,
chute.
he had to cling onto the side of an Airbus A400M that took him up 1,000 feet at a speed of 100 knots for 6 to 8 minutes. The plane took
Crazy.
off, did a complete circuit, and landed, all with Tom Cruise secured to the side with this wire that would later be erased in post-production.
100 knots is 115 miles per hour.
Into
Which
the
is
air.
crazy.
Cruise had to wear special contacts to protect his eyes from flying debris and strong gusts of wind. Plus, the crew had to make sure takeoff conditions were absolutely clear. If they ran into even a single bird or some rocks on the runway,
Done.
it could severely injure the actor. The stunt had to be performed over and over again until the actor, director, and crew felt
Yeah, that's the crazy thing to me too. It's not like a one take thing. These people, they're doing it repetitively, over and over and over.
they got it right. For Cruise, he didn't feel confident in the take until he had gone up 8 times.
8 times.
The 5th mission entry contained not one, but 2 death-defying stunts. This one involving military-style preparation. In the film, Ethan Hunt needs
I'm just curious. Like, anybody here hold their breath longer than a minute? I'd probably get to like 40 seconds. This guy, he trained for this, I heard, and apparently I think he did like 5 minutes. I saw on the clock there. Something crazy though, which is insane.
to open an underwater vault. The vault itself was created using CGI, but Cruise still needed to work underwater for the sequence, which clocks in at just about 6 minutes long. He started by jumping off a 120-foot ledge into a tank filled 20 feet high with water. Then, Cruise needed to film takes while holding his breath for 4 to 6 minutes. According to
Crazy.
Cruise, most underwater sequences might have an actor hold their breath for up to 10 seconds, so this was definitely a challenge. He trained with freediving expert Kirk Crack on a breath hold special operations program designed for military personnel. Part of his training involved breathing exercises that would lower his standard heart rate, essentially training his body to use less oxygen. And he wouldn't just be sitting in the water during the shoot, he would be swimming around. Why so long? Well, they had just 10 days to film the sequence. So director Christopher McQuarrie shot in a series of continuous takes, meaning the actor couldn't easily pop up for air.
Wow.
Well, Cruise hasn't gone to space. Yet. He has performed a
Out of the Tom Cruise plots movie to shoot in space with Elon Musk. Yo, this guy keeps pushing the envelope. So I heard he's really trying to film a movie in space, which is crazy.
zero-gravity stunt. In The Mummy, he had to hold his breath underwater yet again, dodge explosions, and even fight Russell Crowe. The biggest standout stunt was this sequence in which a cargo plane plummets to the ground. Cruise was offered the chance to shoot it on a soundstage, but he declined and opted for the real thing. To imitate the experience of the
What?
crash where the characters float up into the air, they shot on a plane that NASA typically uses to train astronauts. They decked out the inside of the plane with padding to make it look like a real cargo plane. The plane couldn't go into zero-gravity mode until it was at about 25,000
So they
feet.
actually did this?
Once at that position, it would free fall for 22 seconds.
What?
During that time, Cruise endured 4 high-altitude flights. The sequence was eventually wrapped after a whopping 64 takes. And while Cruise's stunts
Crazy.
usually require a lot of rehearsal, the actor actually said that that was quite tough
Yo, you gotta brace yourself if you're gonna shoot a movie with this guy, because you just gotta know what you're getting into. It's gonna be intense.
here, as floating in the air makes things unpredictable.
I did not know that.
Cruise has flown a plane and hung onto the side of one, but for Fallout, he also learned to fly a helicopter as part of an aerial chase sequence. The 2018 film contains an array of the actor's most daring stunts, like this motorcycle chase, in which the actor rode through the streets of Paris, sometimes at 100 miles per hour. For the helicopter chase, Ethan Hunt flies through dangerous mountain terrain to stop a nuclear bomb. Before shooting, Cruise worked 16 hours a day to hit the required 2,000 hours of helicopter training. There would be up to 13 helicopters close to each other in the sky
Yo,
at once.
he really be getting his hours in though. Like he really dedicates to his craft. I gotta love the the
The crews and the
determination,
stunt
man.
team carefully planned out every little move in advance using these toy helicopters. And the actor needed all the preparation he could get, as he would be acting, piloting, and operating the cameras mounted to the front of his chopper all at the same time.
Wow.
All that planning was crucial, particularly for this 360-degree corkscrew dive, a move that's challenging even for professional pilots. According to Matt Evans, an instructor at the school where Cruise trained, the stunt involves starting with a descent, rolling into a turn, and then holding the turn as you go down. While that's happening, the actor can never take his hands off the controls.
Crazy. Man's really risking his life out here for a movie.
In Mission Impossible 2,
Yeah, I gotta
Cruise's
tell y'all, I love
character
those
jumps
movies.
out of a helicopter. But that scene was shot using a green screen. In
What?
Fallout, Cruise decided to actually jump out of a plane and became the first actor to do a halo jump on camera. Halo stands for High Altitude, Low Opening. He jumped from a height of over 25,000 feet, but didn't open his parachute until he was below 2,000 feet. This military move allows a soldier to jump into battle undetected. The actor practiced in a giant wind tunnel constructed on the set, and then,
That part looks like fun though, as far as the practice.
according to stunt coordinator Wade Eastwood, jumped out of a plane around 100 times. And a trained stunt camera operator also had to jump out of the plane with Cruise to
Yeah,
get
shout
the
out
shot.
to the cameraman.
To make sure every facial expression was still visible on camera, the crew developed a special helmet for Cruise with a light in it, allowing him to breathe properly while falling. In the long-awaited sequel to Tom Cruise's 1986 breakout film, Cruise is back in the cockpit of a fighter plane. The film was shot on real military aircraft.
I was gonna say that movie came out that long ago, but I think it was delayed and then they dropped it on 2022. I want to say that's the case because it doesn't seem like it's been already that long. That was 2021. It said on the screen.
And
Great
Cruise
movie, by the
flew
way.
in real planes. A new camera system allowed the crew to put 6 IMAX quality cameras inside the cockpit. In the original Top Gun, one of the F-14s had 3 cameras total mounted onto it. But it wasn't just Cruise going solo. The rest of the cast trained alongside him.
Came a long way.
Cruise and the rest of the cast needed to actually fly for an even better viewing experience. Despite the potential risks, there are aspects of flying one simply couldn't see if they used green screen, like these distortions in the face. What's your favorite Tom Cruise stunt? Let us know in the comments.
Crazy. Shout out to Tom, man. One of the legends. Man, I gotta tell y'all, I love all those Mission Impossible movies. They're goated, in my opinion. Gotta give it to him. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to the guy. Hopefully, he keeps dropping some more fire. Other than that, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, leave a thumbs up. Definitely appreciate all the love so far. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next. Other than that, you already know. Till next time. Peace.